All right, it's Friday, January 24th. Welcome back to the Damon Brews Show here on Damon Brews Plus. As always, we are brought to you by Ike's Sandwiches. Today's live stream being brought to you and powered by BetUS. We have our good friends at the Dubliner we're always giving love to. And boy, oh boy, do we have a special announcement concerning us all getting together for a little Super Bowl watch party. No, we're not going to do a watch party on the internet. We're going to do it in person. And I'll tell you more about that in just a little bit. But it's great to have you back here. Thanks so much for stopping on by today. Welcome, one and all. Hit like and subscribe if you would, please. And let's get into the fact that it looks like Robert Saleh is coming on home to Santa Clara through an awful lot of musical chairs that are being removed from the circle before Robert Saleh gets a chance to sit in any of them. It looks like he is now all but certain to come back to San Francisco as this team's defensive coordinator. This is good news. I like this news. This, I think, is the right direction for the 49ers to be heading in. I was talking with Kruger on Wake Up, did a little devil's advocate about this being a comfortable retreat point. That's just me devil's advocating this whole thing. I think Robert Saleh is the right guy for the job. And if the 49ers get their man, they will have been a little lucky on the way to get their man because, look, their man was in position to maybe become the next head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And it looked like when Liam Cohn pulled his name out of the hat for that position, Robert Saleh was going to get bumped up. But then Liam Cohen basically saw that the Jaguars got rid of Trent Baalke, which must have been a sticking point because the minute the Jaguars get rid of Trent Baalke, it looks like Liam Cohen is now interested in that job and will take that job. It's amazing how our lives, our fortunes, our athletic conversations are still tied around Trent Baalke and his doings. It's kind of amazing. It really is. It's just a football guy, Damon. Just a football guy after all these years. By the way, sip of the day is long come and gone, but that was a good one right there. Kind of amazing that Baalke is still so involved in everything that's happening out here. But his firing in Jacksonville is really what changed in between the news that Liam Cohn didn't want the job, and then all of a sudden he does want the job. We've seen another destination that might have been right for Robert Saleh dry up as well, because the maybe surprising to some, but not those of you who watched JT the Brick on this channel just about a week ago say that Pete Carroll was a legitimate consideration for the Raiders for their head coach opening. And sure enough, Pete Carroll has signed a 3-year deal with a 4th-year option today to become the next head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. Okay, another job that is now no longer available, which keeps Robert Saleh pointed towards the 49ers, plus the amount of money, plus their desire to want it, plus the desire, I think, of Saleh to come back to a situation that he did very well from. You know, somebody said, why would anyone want to come back and attach themselves to the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan now? Well, look at what Kyle Shanahan's done. He's created multimillionaires with the opportunities that his coordinators have received in the past. So that is a juicy, I think, chance for Robert Saleh to do a little reclamation project on his own image. Again, the Jets got worse when they said goodbye to Robert Saleh. So it's not like there's a big image to rebuild. The Jets look worse than Robert Saleh does. But this makes an awful lot of sense. The other opening that Saleh was never really attached to was this Dallas opening, and it looks like the Cowboys are getting very, very close to hiring Brian Schottenheimer. Okay. Didn't hear anybody else really come in for Brian Schottenheimer, but that is a direction that the Cowboys look like they're marching in. So again, Saleh back to the 49ers sounds like something that is very, very close to happening. And I think that that's good for the 49ers and all involved. I really, really do. I like the signing. If indeed it is a signing, what it means for Brandon Staley, we do not know. What it means for Nick Sorensen, and he is out. Nick Sorensen is out. He will not be back with the 49ers. Maybe Saleh brings in the special teams coach from the New York Jets with him. There's a lot of conjecture that could happen. So let's go. Make that higher. Get it done before Championship Sunday gets here, because the game of musical chairs will start spinning even faster after that. And you want all your ducks in a row. By the way, when you look at AFC West coaching matchups, just now the Pete Carroll's back in the room. Real quickly on Pete Carroll to the Raiders. I kind of akin Pete Carroll to the Raiders the same way I do Justin Verlander to the San Francisco Giants. On its surface, sounds like it's a day late, a dollar short, and a year too old. But really, it's the right guy to have in the room as a stabilizing presence. I think it makes an awful lot of sense. I think it makes an awful lot of sense to have Pete Carroll add some stability to a franchise that it was without stability. He's not going to be a long-timer. The next coach is already someone that can start being identified, maybe added to Carroll's staff. This is, I think, a chess move that adds some credibility to a franchise that really needs some. You know, to go from Antonio Pierce, not nearly enough experience, to Pete Carroll, to where, you know, I don't know who else was coming for Pete Carroll, but I don't know who else really wanted that Raiders job, with being so undefined around who your quarterback is going to be, who your front office is going to be. Pete Carroll comes in knowing that he can have an extreme amount of local immediate influence. I think it makes sense. By the way, you look at this now. You got Harbaugh with the Chargers, Sean Payton in Denver, Pete Carroll in Las Vegas, and obviously Andy Reid with Kansas City. What's amazing is that in that group, Jim Harbaugh remains the baby. Jim Harbaugh will be entering only his 6th NFL season as a head coach next season. Meanwhile, the AFC West boasts 70 years of coaching experience now. You got Sean Payton heading into year 18. Andy Reid's going to be heading into year 27. And Pete Carroll is going to be going into year 19 as an NFL head coach. So look at all the experience that the AFC West has to offer among its head coaches. It is pretty damn impressive. It really, really is. We break for Super Chats. Jesse Jasso, I don't know, but Jesse, thank you. Go Gales, beat the Dons last night. When is Sports Phone coming back? Well, not this Friday, but we will be doing more of your video calls added back into the mix. I promise you that. So thank you very much for asking. But yeah, Gales beat the Dons last night. There you go. By the way, though, speaking of getting together and hanging out together, let me tell you about what's going on, because we got some great friends here. First of all, when it comes to great friends and great sponsors, the man in the cardboard cutout behind me is both of those things. My man Ike has a delicious sandwich just waiting for you. I saw a good buddy of mine ordered some Ike's for his office, did a little Ike's catering. If you are in charge of ordering for your office, if you are in charge of just ordering for yourself, check out Ike's, all the delivery options. One of the best sandwiches in the world just waiting for you at Ike's. And no matter what kind of sandwich you want, he's got one with your name on it. He literally has one with my name on it as well. Here I am in sandwich form, a handsome man indeed. Indeed. Thanks so much to our good friends at the Dubliner, always sponsoring the show. Go on in and say hi to Kenny. Go on in and say hi to John. They are ready to pour you the best Guinness at the Dubliner West Portal in San Francisco. And they're ready and open for you this weekend, whether you're watching a little Warriors-Lakers, whether you're looking to hang out with some like-minded people and some friends on Championship Sunday. Get yourself to the Dubliner West Portal. You'll be glad that you did. When it comes to laying down a little money, oh, our good friends at BetUS are ready for you right now. Use promo code YouTube150 when you sign up for a deposit, which, by the way, gets you 150% sign-up bonus up to $2,000 on your first deposit. Now, if you want to go play in the BetUS casino, by the way, you get a 200% sign-up bonus in the casino with $5,000 up to $5,000 and 250% if you use crypto when you sign up for the BetUS Casino, and that is a bonus up to $5,000. So check out the BetUS Casino, which is now live and alive. And again, maybe you're looking to do a little gambling beyond just sports, beyond just football, beyond just the upcoming NBA remaining season. Check out BetUS, where the game begins, where the casino is just waiting for you, and all of that is happening. So check it out now. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Thanks to everyone who's supporting the show. And I want to say thank you by putting together our next meet and greet, which is going to be during the Super Bowl. We're calling it the Super Plus, and it's going down at the Halfway Club starting on Super Bowl Sunday. From 3 to what? ? That's when we're going to be getting together. We got the entire back room at the Halfway Club on Geneva just reserved for us. Great drink specials, great food specials. Come on out to the Halfway Club. And if you needed another incentive to do that, boy, do we have a new one for you. How about this? Our friends at the Halfway Club opened up a really cool new bar this year. How cool of it is a new bar? Well, they've just received the equivalent of an Oscar nomination. Have you heard of the James Beard Awards? James Beard is a huge name in the culinary world. James Beard is someone whose awards are handed out to the best new up-and-coming identified chefs, bar programs, and they've got a new category this year in the James Beard Award that is called Best New Bar in America. And oh, by the way, boom, look at this. These are the nominations for Best New Bar. And as you can see, so lovingly circled there in the red, the Halfway Club in San Francisco. My friends Greg and Ethan have opened up such a great bar. They are nominated in their first year of existence for a Best New Bar in America. This spans the continental United States, and the Halfway Club is one of them. Again, whether they win or not, it is an honor just to be nominated, and I invite you to join us for this Super Plus at the on Super Bowl Sunday at Halfway Club on Geneva here in San Francisco. What a great bar. I'm so proud of my friends for doing this and having this. It's just awesome. Absolutely awesome. We've done a Plus Mania in the past at the Halfway Club. We will be doing our Super Plus party at the Halfway Club on Super Bowl Sunday. We hope to see you there at the James Beard nominated for Best New Bar in America Halfway Club. Who would have ever thought? I'm just so proud of my friends. I really am. It's awesome. It's just awesome. I love it when a plan comes together, and we'll have more on that as we get to Today in History a little bit later on in the show. So there you go. Robert Saleh seems to be all but done to the 49ers because of the rest of the coaching carousel spinning around to the point where it doesn't look like Saleh's really got a head coaching job out there waiting for him. So come on home, Big Bobby. Another interesting thing that is going on in the coaching world is a piece of news that Adam Schefter just broke about a half an hour ago. And it just shows you that NFL, like Jerry Glanville so famously said, stands for not for long. You can go from being a rising name to fired in this league with one bad season. Same thing can happen in the other direction. You can go from somebody that nobody is talking about to all of a sudden now your name is being bandied about as one of the up-and-coming coaches in the league. And if you don't believe me, look at the latest from Adam Schefter, where Bobby Slowick, who is out, Bobby Slowick got fired today, this morning, about a half an hour ago, as the Houston Texans offensive coordinator. Bobby Slowick was identified as one of the up-and-coming young coaches and coordinators with the first-year work that he did just a year ago to C.J. Stroud and that Texans offense. But guess what? Texans offense had injuries to their wide receivers. Texans offense had injuries up and down their offensive line, which turned them into a bit of a sieve. And because of that, even though the Houston Texans reached the postseason this year, it was not because of their explosive, high-caliber offense. It had something to do with it, but that was more of a defense-first football team this year, which was retreating from what everyone was promised about C.J. Stroud. And so Bobby Slowick has paid the price for this. In the span of 1 year, Slowick went from being an absolutely hot up-and-comer being identified as a coach-to-be to fired by the Houston Texans. Now, I'm going to tell you that Slowick spent 6 years working with the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan. Slowick was a part of Kyle Shanahan's staff, and D'Amico plucked him to come be his offensive coordinator. And now D'Amico has run out of patience with Bobby Slowick, or the franchise has, which means Slowick is back on the market now. I'm wondering if there won't be a role for him back with the 49ers. Now, maybe you don't want to step on Clay Kubiak's toes, who has been identified as the 49ers' new offensive coordinator. What that means with Kyle Shanahan still installing the plays and all the theories about how the 49ers are going to run, I don't know. But Bobby Slowick, up-and-comer just a year ago to fired this morning in Houston. I wonder if Bobby Slowick doesn't find himself on the way back to Santa Clara in some way, shape, or form. So always interesting stuff, always connections being, highlighted around the NFL. So we'll see what happens. Again, if the Niners like you, they want to figure out a way to keep you around, but that wasn't enough to save Nick Sorensen, who is now out with the 49ers. Brandon Staley remains. In what capacity, we really do not know. But it looks like Saleh is all but a done deal. And we'll see who else might be coming on back to San Francisco, Santa Clara, when it is all said and done. Interesting things happening around the NFL. And of course, nothing is more interesting than the football we've got coming up on Sunday. We got ourselves Championship Sunday. At noon, it's Commanders and Eagles, and I don't know if there could be a more didn't see then coming Super Bowl participant than the Washington Commanders if they really go and shock the Eagles this weekend and win that game. It is as unlikely a Super Bowl team as we've maybe seen in our lifetimes. I mean, that's really not an exaggeration either. The Commanders. They're a 12-4 football team this year. The 12 wins wasn't even enough to get them a home game. They had to go on the road and upset the 1 seed, which they did. They're doing this with a rookie quarterback, which is pretty unheard of. This is a team that has not had but 2 winning seasons since 2013. The peak of the Jay Gruden era, which was a 9-7 wild card token appearance that meant absolutely nothing. And this year, this team has just fielded loser after loser. They've got a brand new front office. They've got a brand new head coach. They've got a brand new quarterback. They've got a brand new owner. They got a brand new nickname. And here they are. The Washington Commanders have cut the normal line that you've got to wait in, and with a rookie quarterback, are 4 quarters away from a Super Bowl appearance against a hurt Jalen Hurts. Can't ask for anything more than that against a division opponent, which, because you are familiar with them, supposedly will make this game easier to prepare for, because you have no business really being here. There's absolutely no pressure to win at all. The most loosey-goosey football team on the field this weekend should be the Washington Commanders. Nobody could have seen them in the playoffs, much less the Super Bowl, and they're 4 quarters away. Least likely team to appear in a Super Bowl, should they actually do it, since what? The Jake Delhomme Panthers? Since the Kurt Warner St. Louis Rams? Nobody, including all of them, had the Washington Commanders this far, this fast in Jaden Daniels' career. But here they are. It's something else. You could say, man, this is the most important game of Jaden Daniels' career. Hey, maybe he will be like a Dan Marino rookie, gets there, you assume he's going to be back and have a lot of bites at the apple, and you never see him back in the Super Bowl again. Who knows? Who knows? But he looks young and special. There is nobody in football with a bigger career-altering weekend in front of him than Josh Allen. It's very rare that you officially reach the biggest game of a young man's career, but we've reached it in Josh Allen's career. 0-3 in the playoffs against the Kansas City Chiefs. He is now being asked to go into Arrowhead and slay the dragon with the Buffalo Bills. If Josh Allen gets this win, you can pretty much put him into Canton. If Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills were to go on and win the Super Bowl, like, you can waive the waiting period. I think he gets to go into the Hall of Fame this offseason. What a moment in time for Josh Allen. What a moment in time for this young man's career. I mean, will he win another MVP? Will he win this game? We all feel like the NFL and its officials have come together to try to put the Chiefs into the third straight Super Bowl in a row. But my God, the Buffalo Bills, should they reach the Super Bowl, you can't find a bigger story than that. You can't find more imagination than that to jog people's interest. It would just be huge. Absolutely huge. I can't bet on them to do it. I can't. Who stands in the Chiefs' way at this point in the year? The answer is nobody. Until somebody actually eliminates the Chiefs, I assume they're going to the Super Bowl. Let's see what happens, Josh Allen. Let's see what happens. This is officially the biggest game of your life. Only Aaron Rodgers has gone 0-4 against just one team in the postseason. The team that Aaron Rodgers could never get past was your San Francisco 49ers. Josh Allen is 0-3 against the Chiefs. We will see what happens. I agree with you, Felix. Patrick Mahomes is built for this. And look, man, I know that we're all sick and tired of Patrick Mahomes. I know that Patrick Mahomes did himself zero favors engendering any new fans coming aboard with the flop that he pulled against the Houston Texans. And that was a flop. Nobody likes that. Nobody likes to see a flopper out there. Having said all that, the Kansas City Chiefs, there's been a lot of graphics about how few penalties they've had called against them. Hey, you know what? Really good football teams avoid getting a lot of penalties called against them. The Chiefs might be getting a little bit too much what seems to be help and assistance, but they're not a product of overzealous officiating. The Chiefs are a product of historical levels of excellence. Andy Reid is showing it. Their defensive coordinator is showing it. And Patrick Mahomes lives in a world of excellence that very few people can even comprehend. Patrick Mahomes, I'm sick of him too, is 105-26 as a starter in this league. 105-26. That's more than just a few calls going his way. That's more than buying some 15 yards worth of unnecessary roughness because he flopped anywhere on a football field. 105-26 is insane. Even more crazy is 16-3 in the postseason. 16-3. You don't beat the Chiefs at Arrowhead in the postseason. Everyone said, well, oh man, that AFC title game is in Baltimore last year. That should do it. Nope. That wasn't enough to do it. Can the Bills beat the Chiefs twice this year? I don't know. But again, if you said, Damon, you can only watch one of these two games, Commanders and Eagles, man, I think Commanders and Eagles is going to be fascinating because I give the Commanders a puncher's chance. The same way I give the Bills a puncher's chance too, but this Bills Chiefs game has a chance to go down as the highest rated non-Super Bowl game in NFL history. If this is a fourth quarter game, if Bills and Chiefs is tight late, The numbers and the ratings that it gets are just going to be extraordinary. Absolutely extraordinary. I can't wait to watch these games. I really can't. Really cannot wait to watch these games. Again, no matter what the Super Bowl produces, we will be there watching it together. And let me tell you what they got at the Halfway Club. They're going to have great drink specials for us. They're going to have food specials for us. They're going to have a patio, which we're going to put Smiley Dan in charge of if Smiley Dan can make it. Smiley Dan will be conducting safety sessions out on that back patio. We are all guaranteed to be incredibly safe, which is exciting because I do know I like being safe when it comes to watching footballs and Super Bowls and big games. I like being safe. I really, really do. So there you go. If you clicked today to talk a little 49ers, to talk some football, I hope you enjoyed the first 26 minutes of this live stream because it was all Saleh related, basically football related, Championship Sunday related, telling you about our Super Blues party coming up at the Halfway Club, the James Beard nominated Halfway Club for Best New Bar in America on Geneva on Super Bowl Sunday. We hope to see you there. Did you watch a little Warriors basketball last night? Big win over Chicago. All right, let's not get that crazy. It wasn't a big win over Chicago, but it was a win over Chicago. And the way that the Warriors have been playing, snapping a 2-game losing streak, they will take it. How about Quinton Post? Where you been all year, kid? How did the Warriors, who need a guy who can stretch the floor and is kind of big, have someone like Quinton Post at their disposal and not use him really in any game significantly until last night? I don't know. Quinton Post, a career high 20. Are you enjoying the Guy Santos era? He hits 5 threes and scores 19. Steph is 21. Wiggins is 17. And huzzah, the Warriors actually win a game, and they do it comfortably over the Chicago Bulls. How about that? Now let's see what they do with the remaining 5 games on this homestand. They're going to have the Lakers come in, blow through town on Saturday at 5 o'clock. It's Lakers, Utah Jazz, Oklahoma City Thunder, Phoenix Suns, and Orlando Magic coming through on this road, on this homestand. It ain't going to be easy. The Jazz never are. The Thunder right now are one of the best teams in basketball. Phoenix is coming in here feeling frisky with Durant. And Orlando has been a tough out for everybody who's played them all year long. We'll see what the Warriors look like 5 more games from now, but they identified this stretch as their most important stretch of the year, and it is. At 22-22, they can't afford to waste any games anymore. Chef A, go Gee. I actually like the Bob Fitz reference as the 3 Santos. 3 Santos. Okay, I'll take it, Bob. I'll take it. Let's see what else we got this weekend. We got the Sharks hosting the Panthers on Saturday. And all I'm going to tell you is that, you know, with the 49er season wrapping up, still not us quite at baseball yet, with the Warriors kind of, you know, pedaling in the wrong direction more than they're pedaling in the right direction, I've decided I'm going to start paying attention to a little Sharks hockey. That was a mistake. San Jose has lost 5 in a row. While I tried to lean in to start seeing what I wanted to pay attention to, they went right back to playing shit hockey, man. They've given up 6 goals or more in 3 straight games. Just, ugh. It's bad. Bad time to invite anyone to lean in or hop on the bandwagon or pay any attention at all. So now's not the time. Sharks, got to capitalize on a captive audience that you might have coming in your direction. But, man, this has been bad hockey. Let's see what else we got for you. What else we got for you? We got Ichiro wanting to grab a drink with the one guy who wouldn't vote for him for the Hall of Fame on his first ballot. Only one dude in the world of voting said, nah, Ichiro's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. So instead of being all angry about it, Ichiro wants to take him for a drink. Explain to me why. You don't think I'm a Hall of Famer when literally everyone else who votes for this shit does. I saw a theory that I really liked on Twitter where the theory was simply if you are a less than 1%, if you're a percentage decimal point dissenter, you should probably have your vote stricken from you. Again, it's one thing if 1% of the voting public would agree, yeah, this is a player unworthy of recognition. But if you can't get anybody to join you in your decimal point decision, do you really need to be making any decisions? I like that. Let's start holding some of these. Oh, you got your own ideas as to what this vote really is against these guys and these gals who got this vote. I can't think of one of the bigger group of sanctimonious douchebags than Hall of Fame voters for the most part. Kind of ridiculous. Hey, I do like a good idea, though. I love a good idea, and I don't care where it comes from whenever I hear it. Would you like to have a good idea? Wait a minute. Never Daunted says it was Doggy? Are you kidding me? Mad Dog was the one guy who didn't vote for Ichiro? That's ridiculous. Shame on Chris. Shame on Chris if that's true. Oh, okay. Never Daunted says, I'm kidding. Oh, okay. Thank you. See, don't kid with me like that. Yeah, there's no way that somebody who knows that much about baseball is like, yeah, Ichiro doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame. Come on. No way. Little super coming in from Joe Sullivan. Safety first, Damon. Oh, we will be keeping it safe on Super Bowl Sunday. Well, we hope to see you there, Joe. Hope to see you there at the Super Plus get together. Erwin wants everyone to smash that like and subscribe button. Thank you, Erwin. I would love that too. That would mean an awful lot. But like I said, I don't care where a good idea comes from. When I hear it, I want to salute it. And in this instance, I want to share it with you. I love this idea. This is an idea that comes from, hold on, I wrote this all down here. Four-time Pro Bowler, Bills offensive lineman Dion Dawkins had a really good idea because the NFL, you know what, has a very important award that they give away every year, and it's called MVP. An MVP, for whatever reason, has been decided, can only go to a quarterback, maybe a running back, a wide receiver, certainly less than running backs, and running backs are almost no never. The MVP award has become specifically a quarterback award. If running backs and wide receivers cannot crack the conversation, then no defensive player is really ever going to be able to crack that conversation. And certainly the least appreciated, yet we all agree how important they are, position group will never be considered. There is no shot ever of an offensive lineman getting MVP consideration, and that has officially rubbed Dion Dawkins the wrong way. So what Dion Dawkins wants to do, if you don't mind me saying, is come up with an idea that would allow offensive linemen to be recognized for their excellence. And here is Dion Dawkins talking ahead of the AFC Championship about his idea to honor the NFL's most important position group that is also the NFL's most overlooked position group, offensive linemen. Here is Dion Dawkins.
Thing for an individual that is a part of this league to be able to get an award for being great. And I'll circle back on, offensive linemen don't have awards for being great. There's not a protector of the year award. I'm knocking at so many doors now to get this award going. And I'm going to head spirit and make sure that this gets done before I'm done playing, because there's so many greats. And if we have great quarterbacks, we have great running backs, we have rushing titles, we have quarterback passing titles, all those titles are reflections of the old linemen, which are the protectors. And soon to come, but yeah, I'm glad that our McDermott is up for an award. He's not thing for an individual that is a part of this league.
Dion Dawkins talking about a Protector of the Realm award. I think it's a great idea. A Protector of the Realm award. The most important, whatever you want to call your offensive lineman MVP award. Yes, if you're giving out receiving titles and receiving triple crowns, whenever guys lead the league in catches and receptions and yards and touchdowns, if you have, your offensive running back, rushing leader, there should be. If we give away sack titles, there should be a Protector of the Realm award given to offensive linemen. I love that idea. It's so easy. It's such an easy idea. Why can't that be implemented immediately going forward, starting next year? We all know that the NFL loves to give people a reason to talk about its league. Here's yet another reason to talk about the league. I think it's a great idea. By the way, how about this? Little super chat from our friends at the Last Dive Bar say, DB, you coming back to Fans Fest again on March 1st? Give the people what they want. Is there a more abused group in the world than A's fans? To still do a Fans Fest for a franchise that has abandoned fans is a bold choice, Last Dive Bar, but here's how our relationships works, Last Dive Bar. Look at me. Half the shows I'm sitting here, I'm rocking a Last Dive Bar t-shirt. I love you guys. And if I can be there, whenever you put up the Last Dive Bar bat signal, I will be. I can't speak to March 1st right now. I don't know what my wife has got planned for then, that night, wherever it is. But all I can tell you is Last Dive Bar, you guys got my number. Reach out to me, give me the details, and if I can be there, I will be there. That I promise to you. Love you guys at the Last Dive Bar. So I'll be there if I can be. Thanks as always for the super. Thanks for supporting. Hopefully, maybe the Last Dive Bar can join us at the Super Plus party that's going to be happening at the Halfway Club, the James Beard Award nominated Halfway Club, for the Super Bowl. But I love that. Yeah, Last Dive Bar doing a fan fest. Got to salute that. Is best offensive lineman not an award? Not enough of an award. Not that anyone cares about it or talks about it. Antoine says, start counting pancakes. Oh, well, that's the thing. They do. They count these pancakes. There you go. Last Dive Bar. I'll call you, boo. Look at it this way. You spend money like that in the supers. You don't have to. You reach out whenever you want. You didn't have to spend $5 to say you're going to call me, but you call me, boo. Ring me up. Always good to see the guys from the Last Dive Bar. Love those guys. Absolutely love those guys. All right. Guys who I do not love. Criminals. Nobody likes criminals. And it looks like we've got at least 4 of them. It looks like they have caught the alleged guys who broke into Joe Burrow's home. Remember we were talking about this a few weeks ago? There was like a string of NFL break-ins. And it was being sort of suggested that there was like a South American cartel that was behind these break-ins, which became systematic enough to where they started connecting one to the next to the next. Bro Bible is reporting this week, and we haven't gotten to the story this week, but here it is. 4 Chilean men are now facing charges after police pulled them over and found items believed to have been stolen from Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow's home. The 4 men who were all in this country illegally, had their vehicle searched after a traffic stop. And inside their vehicle, police found an old LSU t-shirt and a Bengals hat that is believed to have been stolen from Joe Burrow's home. Investigators also identified a tool as being used by a South American theft group to break glasses and enter homes. And apparently they found matching DNA samples of stuff that was in Joe Burrow's home on these guys. And they found some of these guys' DNA in Joe Burrow's home. So there is an awful lot of linking everyone here together that might carry some weight to it. DNA found on a black bag of tools at the scene of Joe Burrow's home burglary, also tied two of the four suspects to the crime scene. And again, how do I know you're bad at it? You're leaving your bag of tools at the crime scene. Like, come on. Really? Do I have to teach you how to be criminals too? Apparently, these men flew from LA to Cincinnati, North Kentucky International Airport. They rented a car. They drove to Joe Burrow's home and they burglarized it. And then they stopped in Carmel, Indiana, and they stole a few things from some nice homes there too. Now, Carmel, Indiana is like the Beverly Hills of Indiana. There's nothing but, like, Reggie Miller lives in Carmel. You know what I mean? Like, it's around Geist Lake. It's a beautiful spot in Indiana. Nothing but $1 million homes there. So yeah, if you're going to go robbing communities, that would be one of them. Throw the book at them. Throw the book at them. Joe Schmo says, maybe they broke in and took Burrow's hair bleach. That would be the nicest thing they could do for Joe Burrow. I knew the Cincinnati Bengals were going to have a rough year as soon as Joe Burrow came out with that blonde head of hair. Same thing for Jonathan Kuminga, by the way. As soon as I saw that at Warriors Media Day, I was like, uh-oh, that's not good. He's naming his new dogs like Versace and Gucci, and no, I don't like that. Don't like that. But there you go. There is today's show, and I thank you so much. I know we didn't have one yesterday. Thanks for being patient. Thanks for coming on back here and joining us once again. Thanks to everyone who dropped a super on today's show. Thanks to everyone who is going to go ahead and support our sponsors, starting with my man Ike of Ike Sandwiches. Our good friends at the Dubliner in West Portal got the perfect drink just waiting for you. Our friends over at BetUS not only have a casino open and operating for you, it's where you want to go for all of your plays around the world of sports. And when it comes time to hanging out, this big game Sunday, join us at a James Beard Award nominated Best New Bar in America, the Halfway Club, starting at 3:00, going to the end of the big game at the Halfway Club in San Francisco. We got a back room waiting for us, Plusers. Big TV, drink specials, and the food is spot on. So come on out to the Halfway Club. It will be great to hopefully see you there. Now, are you ready for a little Today in History? I hope you are. Because here we go. Like I said yesterday, I didn't have a show. But I got to start today's in history with yesterday's biggest comment from Today in History. On January 23rd, today's January 24th, we'll get into today's day in history here, but yesterday in 1983, the A-Team made its debut on network television, NBC. The A-Team ran for 5 seasons and 98 episodes. And when I was a kid, there was nothing on TV I looked more forward to than the A-Team and Knight Rider. I will also suggest to you that if you are ever in a chance to check out an A-Team or a Knight Rider rerun, there is maybe no television show from the 80s that stands up against the test of time worse than those shows. The scripts were bad. It was the same plot each and every week. All they did was change the name of the villain and the location of the villain and the vehicle that was invented to defeat the villain. It was so bad. It was really bad. We were dumb kids. But again, I will always hold a little spot in my heart for the A-Team, as bad as it was. So that was yesterday's history. Here is today's. Today in history, we start with a big old happy 84th birthday to the Jewish Elvis himself. Happy birthday, Neil Diamond. They're coming to America. Happy birthday, Neil Diamond. Today is National Compliment Day. I don't know how Big Compliment arranged that with the powers that be, but it is National Compliment Day, and all I can say is, hey, you look great. Have you lost any weight? Thanks for being here. You smell good, too. Let's go all the way back, maybe the furthest back we've gone. The furthest back we have gone to year 41. Today, in year 41, Roman Emperor Caligula was assassinated. Caligula is now famous for the wild and crazy sex parties that he used to throw, and the old movie that came out about Caligula, which you always looked for the VHS copy of that when you were a kid, because it was the closest thing you got to an X-rated movie. There was sex acts in the movie Caligula. Not a good movie. You want to talk about not standing the test of time either? That's one of them. But again, today, Caligula assassinated back in 41. 1941? No. 1841? No. 1741? No. 1341? No. 41. Year 41. There you go. Today in 1848, big things happened here in Northern California. Today in 1848, gold was discovered at Sutter's Mill in Colma, California. A year later, the gold rush was fully on. So there you go. We don't get to the 49ers being named the 49ers without the 1849 gold rush, and you don't get to the 1849 gold rush without 1848's gold's discovery at Sutter Mill in Colma. So there you go. Happy birthday to Northern California as we know it. You don't get Northern California as we know it without that moment in time in 1848. By the way, the California and Bay Area as we know it went through another discovery, but this one didn't happen until 1984. Today, a guy named Steve Careers. No, that wasn't it. A guy named Steve Works. No, that wasn't it. A guy named Steve Jobs. There you go. Steve Jobs introduced all of us to something called the Apple Macintosh personal computer today in 1984. I mean, you want to talk about moments in time where we can all circle that moment in time and be like, well, the entire world changed right here. Where? Well, it changed around here, but certainly right here. 1984, Apple computer, first Macintosh personal computer, unveiled today. Today in 1989, Ted Bundy got what was coming to him. Ted Bundy, one of America's most famous, infamous serial killers ever. He confessed to murdering over 30 women, 30 for sure. A lot of people say it was much more than 30. He was executed at age 42 today after representing himself in his "you gonna execute me or not" trial. So Ted Bundy got what was coming to him today in 1989. Good for that. And speaking of killers, today in 1995, you were looking live in Lance Ito's courtroom for the first time ever. We got our live coverage of the O.J. Simpson trial beginning today in 1995. I mean, we saw networks preempt daytime soap operas for the coverage of this trial. If you weren't alive in 1995, it would be impossible to describe to you how much this captivated the nation's attention. I mean, it was a day where you want to talk about things changing. It's when reality television was being invented right before our eyes. The courtroom drama actually taking place in front of our eyes. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. Joe Schmo, as a kid, I remember watching that trial. Absolutely. Just a monster. An absolute monster of a moment. So there you go. There is everything that ever happened today in history that you need to know about. Hopefully everything you needed to know about concerning the 49ers defensive coordinator search was covered in today's live stream. Hopefully everything you need to know about the Lost in the Woods took them till last night to find that Quentin Post was on their actual basketball team, Golden State Warriors. Hopefully we can find all of you joining us at Super Plus, day of the Super Bowl at Halfway Club. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for your super chats. Thank you for being people that I really do hope come and hang out with us in person. Start making plans. Super Bowl Sunday. What are you doing? Come and hang out at the Halfway Club. I hope that you do. It was wonderful hanging out with you here today. Thank you for watching, and please do remember that sports don't build character, they reveal it. And like that, he's gone. Enjoy Championship Sunday, everyone.